Hello chess friends, in today's video we are going to have a look at a brilliant chess trap. Well, in a very famous gambit, that's the Budapest Gambit. So if you remember, maybe at some point you might have tried this gambit. This is a very interesting gambit, and in fact there are tons and tons of traps in this particular gambit line, and that is why white has to study this very carefully. So let's begin. The Budapest starts after white plays d4, knight f6, c4, and now black plays e5. Basically, this is the trademark move for the Budapest Gambit. So white's best move is obviously to capture. We should just not hesitate from capturing. Now, knight to g4, the threat is to regain the pawn simply with knight takes e5, and white can simply play bishop to f4. This is the main move. Well, you might ask what happens if he plays knight f3. This is very important. We should first develop a bishop rather than the knight. What happens if we develop the knight? Well, in that case, after knight f3, the problem is black can now play bishop to c5. Now that attacks the f2 pawn along with the knight, and that basically forces white to play e3. And now you can see the problem is the white bishop is hemmed in inside his own pawn structure, and that's the reason in this particular position white must first play bishop to f4. So the bishop is basically out of the pawn structure, and after knight c6, now he can continue with knight to f3. So that's not really any problem. Now black plays a very tricky move here. He plays bishop to b4 check, and now white has two options here. He can play knight to c3, which is definitely a very acceptable move and is quite a playable move. But the thing is, black can often capture this and give white double pawns. Another very safe way for white to play is to play knight b to d2, and this is where we are going to look at. So black now plays queen to e7. Now you can look at this. We have 1, 2, and 3 pieces attacking the pawn on e5, and that's the reason white has to do something. White has to release the tension, and that's the reason white's main move here is to play a3, and this is where the trap sets in. Now let's look at the first things first. Let's look at what happens if bishop takes knight. Then white can simply continue with queen takes, and after knight takes e5, knight takes e5, knight takes e5, white will play e3. Now he has the two bishops, and well, he has the open semi-open d file. He'll soon castle, and he has an excellent position. Obviously having two bishops is already a very good advantage, and obviously white has no structural damages at all, and that's the reason white will get an excellent game here. So but it is after this move a3 that the trap sets in, and black, instead of moving the bishop or capturing the knight, he can instead play knight takes on e5. And it is in this position that many players has fallen for the trap, and they simply take the bishop. They think that's a free bishop, but in fact the bishop was poisoned because black has a very strong move here. Black plays knight to d3, and there we have it. That's a beautiful checkmate. The pawn is pinned. It can't go anywhere. It can't capture. So that's it. So it's very important that in this position, after knight takes on e5, white should first take on e5, knight takes e5, and after knight takes e5, now he should continue with e3, and basically now there is knight d3 is no longer a threat, and now black has to do something. He either has to move his bishop back, in which case he can get attacked by the pawn storm, or he has to simply take on d2, and after which queen takes d2. Again, we reach the exact same position. White has the very pleasant bishop pair. He has a beautiful pawn structure. He has the semi-open control over the semi-open d file, and he's soon going to castle and bring his pieces right in the center, and he will have a very comfortable and excellent game. So if you know this trap, all you have to do is avoid falling for the trap right after this move. Remember, black can take, and in this position you should not capture the bishop, but rather first exchange on e5, and then first play e3, which basically forces black to capture or move back, and both the cases white has an excellent position. So hope you enjoyed this and found this video instructive. Thank you for watching, and do check out more videos on the channel. Until next time, bye.